Tim Donnelly's coming on the show. We tried to have him on at 5 o'clock, but apparently he got stuck on a plane. We want to talk to him about our May 15th governor's debate at the Ayers Hotel in Anaheim.
Are you coming on the debate, Tim?
Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it.
All right. The newspapers made it sound like you were acting squirrely, refusing to comment.
Well, like the Times.
You know what? No, I am not the kind of guy that wants to miss a chance to debate those who want to represent us as governor in front of the people. I mean, to be on your airwaves, that's an incredible opportunity. My hope is Jerry Brown comes so that John can. Was it John? Is it you that wants to rub the ointment on his head?
John offered to rub ointments on his head. Yes.
I don't know if I want to personally rub the ointments on his head. I just thought that would be, pleasant for him.
It was an enticement.
I think he needs to come and answer for what he's done to California.
Did you hear about the weasel? I don't know if you know this guy. He's one of these political strategists, and he's like trying to pick a fight with our producer Ray Lopez over who else is going to be invited to the debate and what the format's going to be. And he's really obnoxious. What's his name? I was tossing
Newman.
Dan Newman.
Oh yeah.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah. All these political hacks. I mean, these guys, they go out there and their whole job is to try to protect their boss from actually engaging in the debates that people want to hear. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah, well,
as you know, Tim, there's 15 or 16 of you on the June 3rd ballot, right, for governor?
Yeah, sure there are. There's a lot of people that would like to be governor of California, but have they done the work to actually put together a campaign that has registered in the polling? Well, and our campaign clearly has, where it surged from 10 to 17% in 4 weeks. And most of the other campaigns are either going backwards or stuck in neutral.
I think it's fair.
You're clearly number 2 right now.
I think it's fair to put Neil Kashkari on, since he seems to be getting the endorsements from the traditional old school Republicans.
Well, in one poll, the poor guy's trailing a registered sex offender.
Yeah,
so I kind of feel bad for him because he's burning up an awful lot of money, and I don't know that Mitt Romney's endorsement helps him or hurts him. I think we'll find out. And Jeb Bush, who just endorsed amnesty, well, geez, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know where Kashkari is going, but the rest of the field is really sad, and you have to debate somebody, so might as well be Neil Kashkari.
Well, I'd prefer to debate Jerry Brown, but you know what?
Well, we invited him.
You never know; he might show up.
We invited him. I've got the email here where it says we're inviting Governor Brown to debate Tim Donnelly, Neil Kashkari, Ayers Hotel, Anaheim, May 15th. And then we got like 20 questions in return from this weasel Dan Newman.
What did he ask you?
Well, first thing he says...
he kept mocking, why are we only inviting 3 people? And
what's the criteria?
Look at the poll numbers, because Neil apparently is behind some of the other people. And
so our policy here is we pick the candidates that we want to hear from.
And it's our show.
And if you don't want to come, then don't come. We're just waiting for a yes or no. We're not getting into 20 questions as to why we're picking who we're picking. All right, not interested in that conversation.
But Tim, we were surprised to learn today that like these political writers, Sacramento Bee, LA Times, they're worked up over this because there hasn't really been a debate yet.
Well, yeah, I tried to have one at the convention. I invited my opponent Neil and said, hey, let's debate in front of the people that are going to work for your campaign that you're hoping, because there are still 2 parties. It's a mistake not to see this primary as still being a Republican primary in a lot of ways, because, that's who your natural base is. And he refused to do it in front of the convention. But you know what? The John and Ken audience is the perfect place. And I got my political start at that same Ayers Hotel you're talking about doing this at. So to me, this is like coming home, and I think it's a great opportunity. Our campaign's showing you can do this a different way. I intend to walk the state of California. Our only problem is we're running out of materials. We've got a standing army. We can't get yard signs and printed materials in their hands fast enough.
What's this Hollywood event you're going to tonight?
I'm going to an event from a group called Bring Hollywood Home that has sponsored a piece of legislation that I'm championing. It's a real film tax credit that has no cap. It is modeled on Georgia, it is meant to be competitive and bring California back into the game. We included video games in it because that's a burgeoning industry in California. All the post-production music that's related to film scores, even television and commercials, and we allow the producers to work together with each other, and they can link projects together and group them together so that ultimately we bring this work home, because there's a lot of jobs that were just literally lost, and all these jobs are for small guys. They're for carpenters and people who work on the sets and build things and serve food and all those kinds of things. Those guys are out of work. They can't just fly around the country like actors can and producers can.
Well, we're glad to hear you.
Fighting.
We're glad to hear you talk like that, because yesterday we spent a lot of time talking about Toyota leaving Torrance for Texas.
Yeah, what'd you make of that? That's 3,000 jobs out of here.
That's a disaster. I mean, Toyota has a long, rich history. They started in 1957 in Hollywood in an old Rambler dealership. They took over an auto parts or an auto factory in Fremont that General Motors abandoned. They've been a great citizen. It should alarm our governor that they're leaving. And if I was Governor Brown, if I was the governor of the state of California right now, I would have already flown down in whatever high-speed rail was flying. And I would have been at their boardroom demanding answers and how can I fight to keep you here? That's what a governor does. We need somebody that will mess with Texas, and I will mess with Texas, and I will take them on. Governor Rick Perry should be persona non grata, but it's not going to happen unless we turn this regulatory climate around and stop harassing businesses out of the state.
If the reports are true, Toyota management didn't even bother to call Jerry Brown or anybody in the administration to get a counteroffer or a competitive offer.
That's because Jerry Brown only answers phone calls from the unions and those who contribute to his campaign. He ought to come on to the debate and answer for why Toyota's leaving. And I've heard it's 5,300 jobs, not 3,000. That's what LA Times was reporting.
Yeah, I know. There's conflicting reports. Some of the jobs are staying behind.
Some are moving to Texas.
So I've read different numbers in different reports. So it could be it's at least 3,000. Could be 5,000. Yeah.
Well, Tim.
The bottom line.
Yeah, go ahead.
When half of your income comes from personal income tax, you want people working, and we need to get California working again.
Well, these are good jobs too. I mean, these are all kinds of finance jobs and sales jobs. I mean, these are white collar, well paying jobs. It seems from the reports.
These are the exact kind of jobs we want here in California. You know what? If you care about this, I need your help. ElectTimDonnelly.com. Reach out to me. Give me your ideas. Let's get involved. Let's fix this state.
And by the way, Rowena is very nice.
Oh, my gosh. I heard you guys had her on, and she did really well.
Yeah, no,
she did fine.
We'd rather have her on than you, actually.
She's a lot nicer, huh?
She is, yeah.
All right, well.
And way better looking.
All right, so we will see you on May 15th then in Anaheim.
I will be there with bells on. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
All right, there we go.
Tim Donnelly will be there. Neil Kashkari will be there. We're considering others, but we're waiting for an official yes or no from the Bald Oracle.